Hello, math learners. Welcome to the part 2 of our reviewer series in preparation for the quarter 3 examination. So without further ado, let's continue our review, and we go now to question number 11. So this is the continuation from the items 9 to 11. So question 11 would be, which of the following correctly shows the angle of the slice for pastries? Is it A, 49 degrees, B, 82 degrees, C, 98 degrees, or D, 131 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in order for us to know the portion of the pastries here, we should look at first our data in the given pie chart. So we have here 80, 30, 60, and 50. So 80 plus 30, that would give you 110. 110 plus 60, that would give you 170. And 170 plus 50, that would give you 220. So 220 is the total, and the pastries, which is the question, that is 60. So 60 out of 220 actual sales. So therefore, that is basically 27% of the whole circle. So we all know that the whole circle has a total degree of 360, right? So you just multiply 360 by the 27%, and that would give you 97.2, or most likely 98. So the correct answer would be letter C. Okay, let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. So I hope you got that one. Right. Okay, so now let us go to question number 12. A teacher collected the scores from a mathematics quiz taken by his students to organize and analyze the data while showing each individual scores. The teacher represented the results using a stem and leaf plot. The following statements describe the stem and leaf plot except one. All right. Is it A, the different values of the stem are arranged in increasing order in the first column? B, the leaves corresponding to the same stem are written in the same row in the second column? C, it groups data into class intervals to show only the total number of observations. Or D, it is a pictorial representation of numerical data that displays all individual data values. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in order to answer this question, we need to establish first the definition of a stem and leaf plot. Now, the stem and leaf plot shows a individual data values. This is not a group data. So, grouping data into class intervals is a characteristic of a table or a histogram. So, therefore, we will be finding here the definition that is not applicable to the stem and leaf plot, and that would be letter C. It groups data into class intervals, because that is not a definition for stem and leaf. So letter C is the correct answer. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 13. For items 13 to 16, refer to the line graph below, which is here, the right. A school principal reviewed the line graph showing the average attendance rate of students from grade 1 to grade 6 over several years. The graph helps identify how student attendance changes as grade level increases. So as we can see here, we have grade 1 to grade 6, and then the number, the actual number, or the average attendance. So the question would be, based on the graph above, which two consecutive grade levels shows the smallest increase in the average attendance? Now, we also have here a table in which the actual average attendance is given in terms of numbers. Okay, is it A, from grades 1 to grade 2, B, grades 2 to 3, C, grades 4 to 5, or D, grades 5 to 6? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, what we need to consider is the rate of increase. Okay, so we are talking about increase here. So if we go for grade 1 to 2, that would be 85 to 88, that is positive 3. If we go to grade 2 to 3, that would be 88 to 90, and that is positive 2. So therefore, we are finding the smallest increase here. So letter C, grades 4 to 5, we have 87 to 88, and that is only 1. All right. And for letter D, grades 5 to 6, that is 88 to 92, that is plus 4 or positive 4 as its increase. So therefore, the smallest increase here is letter C, grades 4 to 5. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Easy, right? Now, let us go to question number 14. At which grade level did the average attendance decrease compared to the previous grade? Is it A, grade 2, B, grade 3, C, grade 4, or D, grade 5? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, in our graph, it is very obvious that there is a decrease there, right? So therefore, what is this decrease? This is from grade 3 going to grade 4. So the correct answer would be grade 4. All right, letter C. Let's check whether we are correct. Okay, my dear math learners, I hope you got that one. So now let us go to question number 15. Which conclusion can best be drawn from the line graph? Is it A, students' attendance remain the same from grades 1 to 6? B, students' attendance shows a general trend of change as grade level increases? C, the highest average attendance occurs in grade 1? Or D, attendance rates are unrelated to grade level? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, so as you can see here, we have here from 85 to 88, 88 to 90, then it declines somehow, but it increased again and then increase again. So basically, as overall, we could say that our line graph is increasing, right? So therefore, the correct answer for this given question is letter B, because it shows a general trend of change which is increasing. Okay, let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 16. The principal wants to use the line graph to make decisions for improving attendance. Which action would be the most appropriate based on the trends shown in the line graph? Is it A, ignore the results because attendance varies each year? B, reduce instruction time in all grade levels? C, focus support on grade levels where the graph shows a decline or slower growth in attendance? Or letter D, use the same attendance strategy for all grade levels without change? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, if you are the principal, what you need to do is to uplift always the attendance of students, because the more students are participating, the more chances that they are going to learn, of course. So, in our line graph given earlier, there is a decline of the attendance. So, basically, the most appropriate thing to do is letter C. Focus support on grade levels where the graph shows a decline or slower growth in attendance. Okay? So that is letter C. Let's check whether we are correct. Alright. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 17. For items 17 to 19, refer to the statement below. During a school science fair, a group of students visit a research facility building. The ground level is 0. Levels above the ground are represented by positive numbers. Levels below the ground are represented by negative numbers. Some location in the buildings are: the laboratory is in the positive 9 floors. B, the conference room is at the positive 4 floors. Next is the archive room is at negative 3 floors. And lastly, the underground garage is at the negative 6 floors. Okay, the question is, which statement best describes what the number negative 6 represent in this situation? Is it A, 6 floors above the ground level? B, 6 floors below the ground level? C, the highest floor in the building? Or D, the middle floor of the building? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, it is said here that the ground level is considered as 0. So if you have a negative 6 number, then that means that is below the ground level. Okay, letter B is the correct answer for this question. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 18. The same situation, a student moves from the laboratory to the archive room. Okay, from the laboratory to the archive room. How many floors does the students move in total and in which direction? Is it A, 6 floors upward, B, 6 floors downward, C, 12 floors downward, or D, 12 floors upward? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners. So it is said here that the student is from the laboratory and that is located at positive 9 floors. So that is way above, right? And now he is going to the archive room and the archive room is located at negative 3 floors. So therefore, you will be going down. So letter A and letter D are already wrong. Okay. So how many floors would that be? So from the 9th floor, you will be going to the ground. That is 9 floors already, but that is in the ground level. Your aim is to go to the archive room. So you need to add more floors below, and that would be 9. From 9, that would be adding plus 3. So that is 12 floors in total. So that is letter C. All right, let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners, very easy. Now, let us go to question number 19. Another student is at the conference room and goes up for another 5 floors. On which location will the students end up? Is it A, underground garage, B, archive room, C, laboratory, or D, ground floor? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, another easy question. Why? Because the starting point is at the conference room. And the conference room is located at plus 4 floors. Okay. Now, he is going up. And going up for another 5 floors. So, that 4 added with 5 floors, that would be at the positive 9. And in our data, the positive 9th floor is the laboratory. So therefore, the correct answer is letter C. Alright, let's check whether we are correct. Okay, now let us go to question number 20. In a school, students can earn merit points for good behavior and receive penalty points for rule violation. A student received 8 penalty points for being tardy 3 times. Which of the following statement is correct? Penalty points are positive points. B, penalty points are associated with negative numbers. C, penalty points are neither positive nor negative. Or D, none of the above. I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, this question is very, very easy. It says here in our given situation that penalty points are given for rule violation. And of course, if you are being penalized, meaning you are being punished or somehow being given a demerit, not merit but demerit points. So that is a negative merit. So therefore, the correct answer would be letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. All right, my dear math learners. Now the question is, what is your current score among our finished 20 questions so far in our reviewer series? Please share your scores in the comment section below. And if you do have more questions or more inquiries in our discussion, you are free to put your inquiries in the comment section below. And congratulations, you have finished the part 2 of our reviewer series. So you are now equipped to be ready in the third part of our reviewer series. So if you are enjoying, please subscribe and like and share these lessons to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. So without further ado, let's go to part 3 of our reviewer series.